Hey friends, Sean from Draft Therapy here, and it's a new Old versus New. This time, it's a Hopslammer. In Old versus New, I'm going to compare two vintages of beer with two different package dates because I think we might start seeing some pretty interesting results. Last time I did this, it was with Boss Tweed, and this time it's 2018 versus 2019 Hopslam. You might be saying to yourself, Hopslam, really? In my 2019 Hopslam video, I mentioned that sometimes I like to hold on to Hopslam and try it a few months down the road because it starts to go from this hoppy and sweet double IPA to this not so hoppy but still sweet kind of barley wine. And I was digging around through my stash and I noticed that I still had a couple of cans of both 2018 and 2019. So I figured, time to put my money where my mouth is and see how this works out. If you want to see all the details on both 2018 and 2019, I'll leave links to each individual review of these beers below in the description. So let's start out by checking out the cans. Fun fact, they moved to canning, Bell's did, because they found it quicker and more efficient to do it that way instead of bottling it. Sorry, not such a great Hopslam fun fact. So let's take a look at the labels and we'll see if there's any difference at all. So I was looking at these before. I've marked these on the back. I've marked 2019 and 2018 in tape, and I wrote it on here because these are so similar. So on the 2018, it says across the bottom, exceptionally aromatic blend of hops combined in this balanced interpretation of the double IPA style, best enjoyed fresh as possible. And it says the exact same thing on the 2019 version. Really the only difference, the colors is exactly the same. The guy beneath the hop cones is exactly the same. The only thing I noticed on the 2019 version is that it's like the print is a little darker. The graphic, the guy getting crushed everything's darker and a little bit more detailed. And I think it might just be like a one-off thing on my cans here. So my 2018 version here is packaged on January 4th, 2018, and my 19 is January 2nd, 2019. So almost 363 days or whatever away from each other. Both are 10% by volume. Both have a shelf life of 3 months. If anything, I was going to say that's the only thing that I noticed that was different. They're both 12-ounce cans. Again, this is 2019, this is 2018. I'm going to kind of try and keep them on these sides here. And I commented, I kind of posted on Instagram that I was going to do this, and people were like, why are you going to do that? Like, I've tried this, and it's not very good. I had, in August of 2018, I had the 2018 version. I thought it still tasted pretty good. It wasn't anything like Hopslam, but it was really more like a mead or a barley wine. It was really kind of had a lot of sweet honey flavor. I'm going to open up 2019 first because I kind of know what to expect here. If you want to see the full reviews again, look at the links in the description below. This isn't a review. This is a comparison. So, going to crack over 2019 here and give it a whiff. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hoppy. It's got a little bit of a honey kind of scent, a little meaty. Again, you can watch the thing. I got my Bell's glass here, which is fitting for a Bell's beer, right? So I'm going to get a little more aggressive here on the pour. On the tail end here, again, I'm going to just stick the year out there. Totally more on the orangey kind of brownish side. It's a more amber kind of color than you would see with like a New England, or I've had a couple other IPAs that are a little bit more yellow. This one's a little bit more on the amber side. A lot of carbonation, a good head, about 2 fingers. It's got kind of an slightly off white head. I'm going to put that in front. We're going to open up 2018 here. Going to give it a whiff. Hopefully the can doesn't just blow over as soon as I crack it. Sometimes when you crack these old cans open, they have a little bit of a tendency to kind of bubble up through there a little bit. Let's get a nose out of the can. Wow, this is more, getting more of a biscuity kind of smell here out of this one. More sweet, more caramel kind of smell. Let's go ahead and pour this. And it's coming out pretty good. It's still got a pretty decent head. Get a little more aggressive here on the tail. It's got a little bit less head on it, but it's a little bit darker and it's a little bit thicker. It's not nearly holding these up. Going to hopefully get a little bit of a close up here so you can see. This one, 2019, is super clear. I mean, there is a little bit of a sediment, but it's not hazy in any way. This is hazy. The 2018 is a lot hazier. It's got carbonation notes. It's a little bit less carbonation kind of popping up through the bottom here. The head kind of dissipated a little bit quicker, but it's not. The 2019, the head kind of clung on here on the top, and the 2018 really didn't. It fizzed up, and that was about the extent of it. Again, I'm going to leave the cans back here. So let's get a nose on the 2019. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have like the characteristics. The aroma isn't like popping out there. It's not exploding in my face, but it's definitely got a bit of a, kind of a honey, malty, hoppy kind of profile to it. Let's smell the 2018 version. I'm going to get it mixed up. I'm almost calling them different years. But yeah, big time kind of caramel, more kind of biscuity. So let's get a taste. I'm going to put the glasses on the side here. So again, this is going to be 2019, 2018. Let's get a taste of the 2019 here. These are both roughly the same temperature. This obviously has that kind of Hopslam taste to it. It's sweet. It's got a sweetness to it, kind of like waves of sweetness, but it's also got that maltiness, a little bit of a maltiness quality. It's kind of warmed up a little bit more than what I had in the review. So I'm getting a little bit more of the malty note out of it. And I'm also getting, again, the hoppy, the kind of piney hoppiness that you're used to with a Hopslam, at least lately. So yeah, it tastes like 2019 Hopslam. A little bit more of like the honey sweetness, a little bit of malty profile, and citrus hoppiness. So let's go ahead and try the 2018 version. I already smelled it. I don't know why I'm smelling it again. That's weird. It's actually almost more bitter on the tail end. The finish is almost a little bit more bitter. I'm going to take a break here and get a sip of water, kind of cleanse my palate a little bit. So let's get one more taste out of this. Yeah, so 2018, it's got this bitterness on the tail end, but it's really sweet, a lot more honey kind of flavor, really kind of strong honey presence in the front. And it's got a little bit of a kind of more, the maltiness is in there, but again, as it smells more biscuity, it kind of has more of a biscuity kind of taste to it, more of a biscuity malt profile to it. And kind of that breadiness of malts is kind of like a weak spot for me. So if I'm telling you that this is kind of bready, a little bit biscuity, it must be pretty strong in this because I'm really picking it up. It still has that piney, hoppy note on the tail end, but I think because that malt and the honey becomes so much stronger than it. I think with this, the hoppiness, the piney hoppiness is a little bit stronger, or it's strong on the tail end. But this, it's a little bit weaker. But that honey and that maltiness are kind of like overpowering the hoppiness. So it's there on the tail end, but it's on the very finish. Whereas with 2019, it's kind of there throughout, and it's a little bit stronger on the tail end. This has a little bit, the 2019 has a little bit more of a rounded quality. It's a little bit more of all those flavors. I mean, it's more of like, you get more of the honey, you get more of the malty, and you get more of the piney hoppiness. With 2018, because it's been sitting here and aging for a year, it's kind of changed. I hesitate to say evolved, but it's changed a little bit. It's got a little bit, the booziness comes through. The booziness comes through a little bit more too on this. It's become a little bit more of a mead or like a barley wine. I'm getting more of the it's more like I said, just a malty characteristic. It takes on a much bigger malty characteristic. And I have to say, I kind of thought that, like, in my head, for some reason, I'm imagining I'm going to drink this and I'm going to just fall over. I'm going to die, right? It's just going to be, I'm going to pour it and it's going to be brown and it's just going to pour out and just look like rust, right? Which it's not going to, obviously, not after just a year. But I'm kind of enjoying it quite a bit. Like, I want to drink this one. It's aged, and I almost prefer drinking this a little bit more. And I know a lot of people said, oh, 2019, it's a return to form. Hopslam's good again. It's 2019. I didn't dislike 2018. Again, it had been several years. It took a long break, but I really do like this quite a bit. But you get kind of, I'm getting that honey taste, but I'm also getting, like, if you ever get a piece of honeycomb, like that bees put the honey in, I don't want to say, like, I don't know. Let's not get into the technicalities of how the bees get the honey in there. They must carry it in, right? But so if you get a piece of honeycomb and you kind of chew on it, you get that waxy kind of residue, that taste in there as well. It's like that waxy bitterness that goes along with all the honey. I kind of get that in here. I get that honey flavor, but I also get that kind of waxy honeycomb kind of taste as well. Mixes in really nicely with those biscuity, malty characteristics, and then the ABV kind of hits a little bit harder, and then the hoppy profile, though, all the pininess is kind of buried way deep down in there. Whereas, again, on 2019, it's really more in the forefront. It's on the tail end on the finish, but it's much more pronounced. Wow, totally different beasts. Now I'm really looking forward to trying. I have one more can of 2018. I might let that age 2 years. Go out and get more 2019, let that age a year, and do kind of like my own vertical of 2020, 2019, and 2018, and just see how they change. Obviously, I say this a lot, but as it ages, it's not going to taste the same as when you first get it and open it. So it's impossible to say, oh, I like 2018 better because it tasted like this and XYZ. The only thing I have to go by is my videos or my notes, but I would love to see how this ages after 2 years. I have one more can left, so I'm going to guard that with my life. I'm going to keep it in a nice, cool place. I haven't treated this can in the nicest way either. It's kind of been moved in and out of temperatures, but that's the benefit of having cans rather than bottles. Bottles get subject to all that light and everything. Cans don't get that as much. So yeah, I'm not going to pick a clear-cut winner, but I really like, and that's not what old versus new is about. It's just kind of describing the different tastes. But I really like the way that this has changed. It becomes more of that sweet kind of honey beer with a little bit of a little bit more maltiness and a little bit of that boozy bite, but more of that kind of honeycomb taste to it. Whereas 2019 again has all the 2019 tastes. You get the sweetness, you get the maltiness, you get the hoppiness. This you don't get so much of the hoppiness, but they're both really good beers on their own, and I just really enjoyed seeing how these have changed. I didn't die. If it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger, right? So yeah, but I would love to age my last can of 2018 and my 2019. I would encourage anybody that's kind of interested to see how beers change year over year by aging them. I think that's a really great thing to do, is to get 2 different vintages or years of a beer, especially something limited or as limited as Hopslam, and age them, or, try an old one versus a new one and just see how the flavors differ. But yeah, either way, I really like the way that the old Hopslam tastes from last year, and I like the way the 2019 tastes as well. They're totally different beasts at this point. They share a lot of similarities, but they're also very different. All right, friends, that has been my 2019 versus 2018 Hopslam comparison. What's the longest you'll hold on to a Hopslam or Double IPA? If you age this, do you like the way it changes? Let me know in the comments down below while you're down there. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've got plenty of Michigan beer content coming out every Tuesday and Thursday, and sometimes I throw a little bonus in here and there, usually on Wednesdays, sometimes on the weekends. You can also find links to my social media, that merch, and a link to my blog at drafttherapy.com. So until next time, I'm Sean from Draft Therapy. Thanks for stopping by, and remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries wherever they are, and don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy. Thanks for watching. Cheers.